Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Welcome back to the show. We are so excited to have Cecil Arnold joining us here, the owner of the CLASTY Business Solutions Incorporated. That's right. We're going to talk to him today to find out more about all he does and, of course, the challenges facing small and medium-sized businesses, solutions for owners as well, sustainability, you name it. He does it. Welcome to the show. How are you today?
I'm doing very well, thank you. It's the start of the new year, so excited about the possibilities of a new year.
Oh, thank you so much. Please introduce yourself to our listeners to start.
My name is Cecil Arnold, Cecil Arnold. I lived in Ontario, Toronto, Oakville, Canada, in the very cold part of this country, this world. Originally from the country of Belize. I'm married. I
Wow.
have three young adult kids who have off on their own tracks now, and recently semi-retired and enjoying my life.
Got it. Well, amazing. TheClasty.com. That's TheClasty.com. You're based out of where specifically?
Oakville, Ontario, Canada.
But you're working with people all over the world, helping them build their business of their
That is
dreams,
that
right?
is correct. Yes.
You say more free cash flow, more free time. So before we get into all the work you're doing and really helping those fuel their business growth, let's find out about you. Give us a little more of your backstory, if you don't mind, and how you became this amazing coach.
So yeah, my background started years ago back in Belize. I was an engineer. Became a factory manager in my late 40s, early 40s. I transitioned into banking, became a banking professional, spent 23 years with the Bank of Nova Scotia,
Mm-hmm.
working in various countries, including Belize, Canada, Trinidad and Tobago, Dominican Republic, and now back in Canada. I have built a career of building teams and large teams and focusing on developing leadership skills.
Mm-hmm.
Work a lot with business customers in the process of providing solutions and
Okay.
support and understanding businesses. And therefore, when I ended my career with Scotiabank, it was a normal transition to go into something that I'm passionate about, which is helping people, helping
Yeah.
business get better at what we do, and that was just a natural transition for me.
Wow. And here you are helping so many. Excited to find out more about you. And again, let's talk about this work. So go to theclassd.com. And do you want to share a phone number as well?
So my phone number 647-540-9562. That's my for my business. The challenge you have with small business is that in 10 years, most companies that have less than 100 employees, the statistics show that they fail within 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And my business and others like myself who does the same thing is to help these businesses from failing, from understanding the various pitfalls and how to survive those pitfalls, and so increase longevity. Yeah.
Wow. Well, you say in your notes, I was reading, and I think this is important. I know you want to talk about it. The reality you say facing entrepreneurs and business owners is that 90% of the 7.2 million businesses with fewer than 100 employees will fail within their first 10 years. And what are some of the reasons for this failure?
Um, some of the reasons for the failure are one, lack of proper planning, like they don't
Mm-hmm.
have a solid uh, plan in place. They don't do their annual, quarterly, weekly, planning and reassessment of those plans. So that's one of the big challenges. 78% fail because of that. Um, Sales plan. So if you're in business, it's about how do I keep my sales
Yep.
engine going? So 76% do not have an adequate, robust, dynamic sales plan that, is always changing based on the needs of customers. Um, 77% is about pricing.
Okay.
And it's difficult to understand your pricing if you don't understand your cost of inputs and your cost
Mm-hmm.
of doing business. So pricing and your competition. So that's one. And there are 70% of them don't seek help. So lots of guys are business owners who are just brought up and instinctively
Yeah.
know that what they're doing is right, do not see the need to find support and business. And trust me, when they do, and the light is turned on, those business continue to flourish.
Wow. Well, you know what? Do you want to talk a little more about what you do as a business coach and how you're mentoring entrepreneurs and business owners?
So when I engage with business owners, it's first to understand where they are in their scope of business. So are you in the starting stage? Are you in the chaos stage? Are you in the growth stage? And then working with them to understand where are the opportunities you have uh, for us to improve your business. And many times they don't understand because they're so ingrained in the day to day. They don't have
Mm-hmm.
time to step back and take a look and say, where is it that I have opportunities to
Ah.
improve efficiencies, performance, take out costs, right? Unnecessary costs, because they're involved in day to day, all the grind, outing fires, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so someone like myself and others who does this business, we will come in and we will work with you to identify those areas of opportunities, work
Mm-hmm.
with you to identify solutions that work for you because we are not consultant. We are not going to give you a document that said go and execute. We will help you execute. We will find the opportunity, work with you and your team day by day, week by week to accomplish whatever the objectives are. And what we are seeking is what we call a change of mindset. Owners
Okay.
need to, yeah. Because once you get the change of mindset, said this is how I want to operate versus how I was operating, that's the first step of winning. Okay. And once we do that, and owners recognize that I need to make some changes and commit to those changes, being intentional about those changes, then you can work effectively with them to implement the change
Mm-hmm.
and to build sustainment mechanisms to ensure that if I exit from this from those from the scenario, you can continue to progress and improve. So
Beautiful. And I want to point out, I read that there is a free consultation, right? If you go to the
yes,
website and book your appointment there, that's
yeah,
theclassy.com, or you can call 647-493-3449. And
yeah,
you're
yeah.
offering appointments in person and also virtually online, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Now, would you mind sharing a little bit about your journey and, some of the things you went through as a child, which brought you here to want to help so many people and become an entrepreneur yourself?
Yeah, I grew up with a family of nine siblings back
Wow.
in the country of the south of Belize. I would say
Wow.
we were considered poor because both of my parents never went farther than elementary school. And as I grew up, I dreamt about the things I wanted to be and recognize one that educating myself was the way out of poverty. So that was my primary focus
Mm-hmm.
as a kid. Had the opportunity, worked hard to study to make sure I have academically I was in
Yeah.
the right place
Yeah.
to get an education. And once I did,
Mm-hmm.
um, recognize that I can influence and be a good influence to others to ensure that they are also equipped to go on the journey that I went to. So one of the things that I think changed and cement what I wanted to do was when I came across the Maslow needs of hierarchy and recognized that it's so basic and simple. And if you adapt those principles of how you relate to others and how you bring people up,
Yeah.
that you can accomplish so many things through people. And so leadership was then core to me, like how do I engage people and how do I be a leader? So my focus, I self-develop myself, but my focus as a leader is to help others develop and grow.
Beautiful.
And that became the background for where I am today. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And what else do you want to share about, some of the challenges people are facing and why you're doing this work, or maybe you want to discuss how it actually works to work with someone like you.
How it works, it has to be. So one of the reasons why I have the free consultation is for us, the business owner and myself, to decide, is this
Mm-hmm.
compatible? Do we have the kind of connections and the approach to business that we can work with? So I make an assessment of the company, and they make an assessment of myself, and determine, can this work? Okay. And therefore, if we have agreement that we can work together, that my approach is aligned with their thinking and how they want to drive their business, then we go to the next step of engagement. So that is basically what it is. Um, and so, and then once we agree on how we want to go forward. So, and my role is to really be a coach and create the environment for you to succeed. So if it's a one-on-one mentorship program or coaching with business, it's all about, how is this impacting you? How is this making you better? I am convinced that when others succeed, I succeed, is always
Ah,
how it works as a team. So even though I am not a part of your team,
yeah.
once I get engaged, I'm a part of your team. So your success is my success, and we're committed to that.
Well, would you mind, I'm on your website and I hope people are doing the same and to talk, about where do you feel stuck, right? Because, a lot of us do. What is, behind that, this issue of being stuck? And also, we got to point out, you're an author too. Hello, Six Silver Bullets. Come on, tell us about the ebook.
So the ebook and the e-learning course is designed
Mm-hmm.
to part of my giving back, and make it easy for novice or somebody who have never went to business school, have never run a business, and you're doing it, but you just want to learn the basic, simple steps and processes where you're stuck, and so make it easier. So the ebook is free. The e-learning has 21 modules, silver bullets, and they're niches that they're so important for business owners to know. So that is going for 199 Canadian as a fee, and you can take your time and do the 21 modules.
Did I lose you? Hello, hello.
And
I lost you for a second there.
you
You
can
broke
take your
up. Can you hear me? Yeah, I think I
yeah,
just
yeah.
lost your connection, Cecil. Hold on, hold on. Are you there? You froze.
You did? Oh,
Can
okay.
you repeat the last
I'm
few things you
here.
said there? I see you now. Sorry, it froze. Technical issues. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay. We were talking about the ebook. Could you just repeat what you said?
No, I was saying the ebook and the 21 Silver Bullet
Hmm.
platform is designed as a part of my giving back to the community, because the ebook is free,
Yeah.
and it's to help entrepreneurs or potential entrepreneurs who do not have business education degree or understanding, to learn the basics of how to start a business, how to run a
Okay.
business. And therefore, it's part of my giving back, in a way, to the community overall, for people to help improve themselves personally and improve their business.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. All right. Well, there's still so much more about you that our listeners obviously would love for them to learn about you. Let's just remind them all the ways we can contact you. Would you mind sharing?
Okay. So my email address is cecil.arnold
Mm-hmm.
at theclasty.com.
Okay.
So that's one. And then my website, you can book an appointment. Once you go on the website and you book an appointment or you get engaged, I will have, you will be contacted directly by myself. And then you can call me at 647 540-9562. There's also another number on my website that you can use
Hmm.
to do so. And that's it. Yeah.
And what is this scorecard that you use? Could you share a little bit about that?
So so we have two platforms. The scorecard is business owners to go and take a look at it and say, okay, where are the things that I make an self-assessment of their business and fill that out. That will come to myself, and then I will engage the business owner to say, okay, let's look at this scorecard, and
Hmm.
that's what we use to find the opportunities in the business that we can improve on. We've also recently launched the profit driver analysis. This is in conjunction with some other business coaches out of the US and Australia. Uh,
Okay.
it's a tool that we call it's a 360-degree assessment of your business.
Okay.
And literally, the guarantee is that if you get that done, we're guaranteeing that 10 times the cost, you're going to minimum 10 times the cost of that profit driver assessment, minimum you're going to get back in your business, or the assessment is free.
Beautiful. We love hearing that. And could you share some of your client stories with us?
So most of the client stories is first skepticism
Hmm.
and then amazement in terms of the opportunities as they see and work through the numbers themselves. So one of the first, if you do a 360 or the profit driver assessment and we will show them, listen, this is what it shows you per month, per annum. For the next 5 years, you can improve your business by $2 million. They're like, no way. And many times it requires just minimal tweaks. It's not that you're going to recreate the wheel or starting over. It's just minimal tweaks in the way the business is being operated that will make those differences. Again, when you're business owners, and I used to have the same issue as a leader, if you get engrossed in the day to day and don't have time to stop and think and look at your business strategically, you don't see. You're
Yeah.
so buried you can't see. And one of the things also that I find is that many businesses don't have what we call KPIs. So how do you know you're making business?
Okay.
What are your weekly, monthly, annual, biannual report that you look at to compare to say, okay, this is my target. This is where I am. How am I doing against my target? They don't have KPIs, right? What I find most small business do, they work from what is in my bank account. Do I have money? Do I have cash that I can write a check today? And that's not a KPI. That's not even a measurement of how your business is doing. So, helping business create what I call very practical but real KPIs that drives your business, and those KPIs, or you can see them daily, or you can see them weekly, or you can see them monthly. Is transformational for most business.
Got it. Well, thank you for that. And we still have some more time left here in the show. There's so much to the work that you're doing. Did you want to add another testimonial? Do you want to talk more a little bit about, what your passion is about and the people you've helped? I mean, because seeing really is believing. And do you
Yeah.
want to talk about some of the mistakes that people are making? It's on you. It's your first show with
So,
us, so I
so
want to make sure we're covering everything that's important to you.
So, one of the things, I guess, as a business owner or as a people leader, and I think the great Jack Welch uh, hit it right on the head. When you are an individual, your focus is on you. When you become a leader, your focus and purpose is to develop others, to help them grow. Okay? And it is important for leaders, business owners to understand that, yes, you are the owner. Your responsibility is to make sure your team is performing at its best. Your job is to develop and grow them to be the best persons that they can be, not only just contributing to your business, but generally,
Okay.
just the best person that you are, that people are and going back to the five hierarchy of the Maslow needs, that if people feels that they're belonging to, people feels fulfilled, they will do anything for you, right? And I've had
Yeah.
that experience over and over. Spend the time to build your team, to empower them to create the environment in which they can succeed. It happens when you're raising your kids. If you don't create an environment for the kids to succeed, your child to succeed, then they will struggle. So I learned that very young. And so as
Hmm.
I worked with people, I had large teams. The fundamental for me to succeed was to ensure
Yeah.
that I'm taking care of them, that the environment in which they're working is conducive for them to succeed. Once you've created that environment, you can ask for more, you can stretch, you can really pull the best out of them. And I think it's one of those fundamental principles that sometimes we forget because we're going so fast and there are so many fires to out and on and on and on, and we forget the fundamentals that success is through people. And I think it's just a basic fundamental principle that we should not forget in our business dealings. So if you're talking about your staff or your customers or your providers, it's all people interfacing with people, and that relationship is so important for your success.
Aw, thank you for sharing that. And oh my goodness, I have to also point out because I read in your notes about you working as the managing director of Scotiabank and Turks and Caicos, right?
Yes, yes, it
I
is.
just took my family there. I have two little boys for the first time.
Oh,
And
okay.
we stayed at like the beaches, resorts.
Okay.
And
Yeah, yeah.
I just want to say, oh my God, beautiful there. Did you actually live there at one point or no?
Yes, I spent 3.5 years living on the beach.
Sounds like a good thing, but I don't know, right? Is
It,
it
it
too much
was
of a good thing? Is it a
it,
bad thing? I
it
don't know.
it was an interesting assignment, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it again, and really, my job there was helping the businesses that we serve got better. I spent a lot of time actually helping the government in terms of how the business was being run in the government and really change the thinking about how you approach it. And so it was a great 3.5 years, great success with many great people there. Yeah.
Wow. And do you want to share some of your other achievements? Some people don't like talking about themselves, but I'm going to put you on the spot. Tell us about some of the other work you've done.
So one
You
of
were
one of the
recognized as best of the best, you and your team at some
one
point too.
yeah. So one of the
Mhm.
I would share two challenges with you. One of the biggest challenge I think one of the biggest challenge I had was, and this is some of it priority. The bank had decided to divest of our business in Haiti, and that was back in
Okay.
2016, 17, and so they were stopped with the deal, and so I was calling my boss, said, I want you to join a call because we're having some issues with this deal. So I joined the call, asked a few
Uh-huh.
questions, and went back to my boss and I said, we can't do this from here. Somebody has to go to Haiti. And
Uh-huh.
then she looked and I said, but she looked at me and said, no, 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 no. I am not saying I need to go. I'm saying somebody needs to go to Haiti. So I ended up going to Haiti with another colleagues of mine to um, look at what was going on. And I think solving that issue was a huge accomplishment because here you're going into a country not safe, but also asking folks in the bank that we're selling to partner with us, with
Mm-hmm.
me, to get this deal done, okay, at a certain time. So I remember going in, meeting with the guys, the owner of the bank that was buying us, and meeting with our senior staff. And the first day of assessment, I was like, if the bank if you guys were still with us 100%, my recommendation would have been to fire all of you.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Uh-huh.
But I said, I'm not here for this. We need to find a solution. So, we ended up fixing 95% of the issue within 6 weeks, and the deal
Amazing.
went through. And that was a great accomplishment. The other big challenge that I faced as a employee was when the bank was consolidating our support work for business customers in Trinidad. Um, there were many issues, so I was asked not, I didn't volunteer, asked to go and take a look. And I remember my first meeting with the guy that I was taking over, and I asked her, so can I see your
Aw.
KPIs? Like, what are you looking at every day to know you have 150 staff, what they're doing, where we are? And he had no KPI. I said, I'm not doing this. I said, so I need KPIs. And that was I spent the first week writing a job description for MIS manager. And I was saying the VP, there's no way I'm doing this without KPIs. But it gave me opportunity to go in and change culture, build a strong team, and stabilize that business, reduce operational risk and costs, and made it very successful. In fact, it's still running. I'm still very proud of that team. So that was great. And then when I was done there, um, the bank had just purchased another bank in Dominican Republic, and so I came back to Toronto. And my boss said I had another job, and she said, "You can't go to that job," he says, "because we want you to go to Dominican Republic. We have
Yeah.
some issues there."
Oh.
And so I went to there. My first protest was, I don't really speak Spanish, right?
Of course, right? You're like, hey.
Anyway, so I went to Dominican Republic and again built a business support team in that country. Learned some Spanish, more Spanish that I knew a little bit of Spanish. I learned more Spanish, but the lesson I learned from working across various countries is the basic tenets of leadership are the same. People want to be developed. People want to be motivated, want to be led in a way where you honor their persons as to who they are. But if you motivate them and create that environment for them to grow and develop,
Mm-hmm.
the outcome are always amazing.
Got it.
And for me, looking back, and even now, my 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 satisfaction is to see persons grow
Yeah.
because they have learned and they
Yeah.
have grown and they are now doing things differently and
Oh,
much better than when before my encounter with them in their lives and wherever phase of life they were. So
got it. Well, do me a favor, remind us how we can reach out to you. I apologize, but we are out of time for today.
yeah,
Thank
okay.
you.
So it's the website is theclassy.com.
Yeah.
Um, email address cecil.arnold@theclassy.com. Phone number is 647 540-9562.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And for those out there, just want to remind them you offer a free initial consultation, which I think is an amazing thing to get
Yes.
situated. And of course, Cecil Arnold joining us here. Reach out to him and book that free 30-minute consultation. And you say no pie in the sky, no generic ideas, no hard sell, just straightforward analysis and plan to build the business of your dreams. This is a valued 30-minute consult. Thank you so much for your time. You have a fantastic day, okay? The
Thank you for
CLASTY.
having me.
Come check them out. And we'll talk soon. Best of luck to you and your family in the new year. And hopefully we will connect again soon.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.